Welcome to MothlikeTV, and you've joined us for this BCA Pool League World Championship match from Las Vegas, Nevada at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. This is the second chance 8-ball tournament, and it's myself, Mike Holt, facing DJ Kinnee from Mission Viejo, California. You see he's about 20 points ahead on the Fargo Stakes. Toss the coin, I win, and we shake hands. And we're going to get this game underway. So race to 5. Give them a good old break. A couple of balls drop. And it's a real nice split. Looking at the table, I'm fancying the solids. So just going to snick this 2-ball in. Try and go down table. I've gone a little far. It's a bit fast, this table, the cloth. So I'm going to go for the 5 here. Just a smooth stroke. We'll have the 4, which could maybe play as a combo onto the 6. And just try and get there and leave the 4 right over the pocket so I can use that to get down the table for those last 3 solids. Just making sure you've got to control the 4-ball here. You don't want it to be going somewhere funny. And that's okay. Close enough to the pocket that you can make a bit of an angle if the correct angle doesn't appear to be there. Now I'm going to play this with top and left to steer clear of all the furniture. I don't want to go anywhere near those stripes on that long rail. Just a little short, but I should be okay here. I'm going to just roll this in. And now I can just do another slow roll. It would be nice if I could just use that 11-ball as a stopper. Don't want to be doing is clipping it on the right side and hooking yourself on the 7. And one thing I found with these tables, they're super fast and super slick, so wherever possible I'm just using a nice steady rolling cue ball. So missed the collision, which is okay because now I've got a nice angle. I can just pop this into the pocket and just maybe use one rail, maybe a tiny little trace of right English just to get the cue ball to come forward and steer clear of the center of the table. I'd rather be over to the long rail where I just put my tip down, leave me as simple an 8-ball as possible, and that get me on the board with a break and run in the first rack, which is always good to get a nice statement of intent and get your confidence up. Now the English really took there. You could see it was possible I could have hooked myself behind the 12, but the pace worked out for me. And so I've got a clear shot of this 8. Just going to make this 8. Get the first one on the board. And there it is. It's a break and run. DJ Kinnee with the break rack 2. If you like what you're seeing, folks, please consider subscribing. We really would appreciate it. YouTube's algorithm really likes it if you can get up to 1,000 subscribers and get a bit of interaction from people. So that dry break left me a chance, and it's a nice split of the balls here. So I'm now going for the stripes, and everything is kind of open.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Now, what kind of kiss did I get there? That's okay. We can drop the 14 in. Gotta try and just move the cue ball a little bit here. Yeah, I've got this 13 up the rail, past the 5. I don't think the 12 will pass into the left side pocket, however. So I'm just looking to see if I could collide with the 6, but that means playing a bit of a stun type hit, and I'd rather just do a rolling cue ball. If I could maybe roll forward and just get past the 12, I could have a shot into this bottom left, and then it's an easy out if I get there. If I fail to get on the 12, I should at least have myself a chance on the 15. I think it's the 15, could be the 11. You have to forgive me, I do have color confusion with red, green and brown. Not great if you're commentating on a pool match, I know that. So yeah, just gone a bit fast. I'm going to try and shape for the 12 here. It's a little awkward. So I'm going to have to try and snick this in the bottom left. Draw across the long rail and then back for the 8. I'm happy with that, and it's come across. Just grazed the 2. Wanted to try and miss that, and I would have had a simple 8. But this one is for the run out and 2-0. Would really punish Kinnee for his dry break, but I've hit that too thick. That's first error of the match so far, or the first serious error. I played a few positional errors, of course, but I was able to keep going. So DJ now at the table, got a chance to make a few balls, get his arm going. We'll be keen to try and run these out and level up at 1 each. I think if you can punish your opponent's mistakes, it deals a bit of a blow to the confidence, and they think twice next time they're on a tricky shot. I think he's okay. Came very close to going behind the point there. Yeah, so as I was saying, the color confusion, this 3 ball here looks very similar to the 7, which I think is over there by the 8. Well, actually, no, that's the 5, isn't it? Yeah, and I found this ball set really tricky. And another thing about it is that it only has numbers on one side of the ball. On the opposite side, it has the Predator logo of the Puma. Yeah, these are the Arcos ball set from Predator, using the Arcadia cloth, also Predator, and the Apex table. All nice equipment, I must say. Doing well here, DJ. He's got a shape for this 2. It's kind of a little awkward. It's on the rail, which you never really want to be. It's a little bit of a cut into that side pocket. I'd still take the 2 here. I wouldn't want to be going for the 1. But it all depends how you feel. You might feel more confident just putting that in and leaving a long shot on the 2. The only issue I see with this 2 is that cue ball's going to be going over towards the 8. You don't want to be colliding with it. So yeah, he's taking his medicine. He's taking the long shot. And top this in. I get the cue ball around. Oh dear. It was a tough shot. He was on the rail. Had to use a bit of power. Kind of cued across it a little, so a reprieve. And he'll be disappointed with that, because after he got to the table, he was doing well to get all the way down. But I'm just going to gratefully accept this opportunity to go 2-0. And so back with me for the break here on rack 3. Again, straight down the gun. The last time worked out pretty well for me, but this time coming up dry. So DJ with the opener, he's going for the stripe here up the rail. Nice. That's clean shot. How's it finished? Looks a little awkward, actually. That 5 has blocked his shot on the 12. I think he can make this 13 in the bottom right. Slightly tree-topped. Well, not slightly, very much tree-topped over the 7. It looks good. I think this is the 14. He's looking at straight into the same pocket. Then I reckon it's the 11 next to the 8 there. That would be the obvious next ball, but he's looking to see if he can squeeze past the 5 and make this. I thought it was the 12. It could be the 10. Oh dear. But in being careful to miss the, yeah, it's a 10. In being careful to miss the 5, he hit too much of the 10, caught the bump, so I'm back at the table with an opportunity. I was actually trying to just flick that 7 ball off the 8 there, but he's going to play it safe here. Leave him as tough as possible, and also freeing up the 2-6. I think he's called a bank in the bottom left here. Trying to push the cue board forward and get me on this bottom rail, but I've got a bit of the cue ball I can see, so it's just a rolling cue ball, try and make this 2. And there we go, there's the flick. That's real nice. So now the table's looking real inviting. I can just roll the 7 in. I'll have a choice between the 6 and the 3. The thing I'm not sure is whether that 8 will go in the top left now. It's been moved. It might just squeeze in, it's tight. So going down table here for the 1-4. A little bit of inside. And just checking that 8. I think it does go. So it's a drawback to leave me a bit of a cut on the 1. And now just being careful trying to get the cue ball to the center of the table. Don't want to collide with any furniture on the way there. Just seeing where I want to be. One last look, that parting angle. And again, just trying to be delicate. Not hit anything too hard on this table. No need. You can keep your pattern going right. I may be drawing across the face of the 8 for it in the same pocket here. And that's what I tried, but I've kissed into it, so I had to take the thin cut. And that's a miscue, folks. Terrible. You've got to laugh, haven't you? But if you didn't, you'd probably cry. So DJ now has got his chance. Back at the table. He's got to punish me this time. I can now play for these 2 over on the left side. That's looking good. Depends how he feels. You could try and draw all the way back and play the 12 in the same pocket as this 11. Or maybe just a little slow draw for like an inch or 2. Maybe try and get it in the right side. Or kind of like just stop shot or go through an inch for it in the top right. Depends how he feels. Yeah, put a stroke on it. And he's nicely shaped here. And just drop this in. Have the 10 over the pocket and the 8 waiting down below. So you'll be feeling a little bit better. You never really relax until you get that first rack on the board. In these tournaments, short races. But he's done very well there. That's nice to get close to your work. So once again, if you're enjoying the stream and you're liking the match, we'd greatly appreciate it if you consider subscribing. It really does help us a lot. It really just helps support the channel. So DJ now with the break on the board. 1-2 behind. He's going for the second ball, it looks like here. I think he just maybe glanced off the 1, but that's a nice break. Got a couple of balls down. A little bit of clustering over to the right-hand long rail. You often get that with that second ball side break. So choosing the solids. I'll definitely have a shot at the 1 after this. Oh, he was trying to move that 13 ball there to clear the path for the 8. Thinking on about his chance to run the table. So a little bit skinny on this 4, but maybe he can try and dislodge the 5. Yeah, got into it there, and that 5 is now available, I believe, past the 12 into the top right. And moving the 3. That's now also available. So it looks pretty good here. Just got to be careful of that 14 ball, I think. It's just another big obstacle getting on the 3. He's put a lot of power into this. Maybe he's trying to get all the way around for the 7, but didn't want that kiss. And he can still slip this 7 in along the rail, but it's a bit thin. But he would be going all the way down and back up the table, so there's a chance he could shape for the 3. I mean, he could play safe. He doesn't have to take it out, but he likes the attacking shot. Oh, and that's unfortunate. After colliding with that 14, I mean, if he'd have kissed it full ball, he'd have been perfectly on the 3. So I got the chance now with ball in hand. And this 11 will go and clear the path for the 12 in so doing. Bit of right, trying to avoid kissing the 12 again. But I did, but I only just grazed it, so no real damage done. Just try and play out towards the center of the table. Could have hit that a little bit harder. It shouldn't be a problem. Just gotta make sure you get the line right on this. Cutting across the face of the ball. Tendency is to hit it a little bit thick. But there is, of course, that little bit of cut-induced throw. And not an ideal cue ball. Overhit that considerably, but got away with it. And just a little snick here, a lot of inside. Just hold the cue ball. And just a delicate little shot here. You don't want to be traveling too far with the cue ball. Just making sure, once again, got the correct point on this thin cut. Just roll it in. Unfortunately, I didn't go too far. So this 8 ball will give me a 3-1 lead. And it's going to be DJ with the break here. Just resetting there, a little bit of movement in my eye line. Once again, I would request you consider subscribing if you're enjoying the stream. There we go, that's the 3-1 shot. Actually, it's my break, isn't it? Of course. Right, fine. So, 1 drops in the side. And let's look at this layout. It's quite a nice layout once again. Taking the stripes. A little bit too much top now. Have I gone too far for this 10? Yeah, it looks like I did. So having to take the 11 ball, hampered queuing. And nice recovery there. I can now drop the 10 in, stay to the right of the 3 ball. Oh, sorry, the left, I meant. Just steer clear of it. Okay, so little nudge on the 14. I'm taking the 9 here. I'm not sure. In hindsight, I might have taken be better off taking the 13. A little bit of outside there to come around to lead the 13. But don't like it, so I'm going for the Side pocket shot. Oh, and another kiss. Didn't intend. And that's left me awkward now. So I've got to pull out a good shot here. I want to get the break and run. Too thin was the cry, so failure to capitalize on that opportunity would have been a great rack to break and run, put me on the hill, intensify the pressure on DJ, but he's got a chance now to pull one back and make it only 3-2. And no reason why he shouldn't run these. Everything goes. Just got to be a little cautious, I suppose, with the 4-6. Nice if you could get the 4 out of the way sooner rather than later. But a bit awkward over the 8 here, so still got options. You know, choosing to take the 5, maybe leave the 4 in the opposite side. That's a nice stroke. And just a stop with the 6. And I think he's got a perfect little angle just to drift over a little. So he's not too skinny on the key ball. 7. And he should be able to play either center table for the 8 in the side, or he could just play behind it for the top right, depending on how he's feeling. So exacting the punishment upon me for my miss. And getting back to just 1 behind, so close match now. And DJ will have the break next rack. Oh, a little close to the side pocket for comfort. No problem. There we go. 3-2. Rack 6. You do with a break. Real big rack in the scheme of this match. Nice break again. Gets 2 balls straight down off the break. This time it's a nice split. No real clustering. Just the 4-7 there. And he's going for the stripes here. This is the only one in the bottom half of the table. Just got to place his cue ball carefully here. Very often it's that first shot you make after the break when the table's fully congested that you need to be most cautious with. So just pushing forward is slightly hampered cueing. Has to make sure he doesn't line up the 15 and 11. It looks probably a little thinner at first glance than it would initially appear, this. We could end up playing cross. Oh, but he's just a little inaccurate. That's all it took. So leaves the 12 hanging, and I got a chance to come back to the table. Well, my opener is this slightly blind cut on the 4 into the side pocket, and I overcut that, so unable to get back in and give the table straight back to DJ. So that should be a real spur for his confidence. Got second bite of the cherry here, and now just 5 balls left. The opener right over the pocket. I'd be tempted just to play fairly slowly here for the 11, but he seems to be digging down a little. Yeah, just wanted to play the stun rather than the slow roll. He's got an angle here. He could play towards the 13, and he would leave himself on a choice of 2 balls. But instead rolls into the rail, kicks the 9 away. Now they've kind of just lined up a little bit, the 9-13, so just has to watch himself here. Where's he going to finish? Oh, he's okay. Delicate little shot into the side pocket. Just get in front of the 8. Oh, that's good. And now, where do you play for the 8? It's a bit off angle. Could end up drifting behind the 7 if he's not careful. try and cinch this and draw in front of the 7 or below the 7 to get the 8 in the right side pocket. Just nip right into it and try and draw the cue ball towards the 3. And certainly you go forward, but again you just got to be cautious with the 3-7. So he seems to be digging down, going for the little draw shot. Yeah, nice touch there. Gets the kiss on the 3, so he's going to make it all square at 3-all. So, nothing in the game now. And it becomes a race to 2. I've got the break. Rack 7. Give him a good wallop, and I get a ball down. 2 balls down. Little bit of clustering though here. What's the favorite? Well, looks like I'm going to take the stripes and try and break the 12 out straight away. Put in a little bit of left on this. Maybe just try and flick the 3 away. Did, but I've stuck myself to the 12. But I think I have a chance of a combo here. 11 onto the 13 and a draw away from the scratch. I'm just able to draw to the long rail before the pocket and avoid the scratch. Now, with these thin cuts, I quite like playing them with inside, so I'm just going to try and check it back with the 15. Now, a little flatter than I would have liked, but I've got a choice. I can either be conservative, just drop it in and play for the 11 down in the bottom left, or a little bit more adventurous, play with top and running side, left English, and get around and out. And that's what I played, coming through the gap nicely for this 12 ball. I'm trying to screw across the table through that gap between the 5-7. Got into it a little more than I wanted. Found the gap between the 7-8. So this is a little bit of a cutback to a blind pocket, but I think I can drift around the furniture. Just make the ball, find the gap. Oh, and that's a pleasant little graze. So this 8 ball will put me on the hill. Glad to get one back here. DJ was on a bit of a roll there. It's always good to get to the hill first. Don't need to tell you that. So there we go. DJ with the break in rack 8. And he's been breaking real good throughout this match and continues to do so. Beautiful split of the balls. Either one really inviting. Gotta be the stripes. Just a little, I do a little cinch draw, trying to get the cue ball toward the center of the table. If he's thick enough for that, he appears to be addressing the top of the cue ball, so just wants to avoid the solids there. Oh dear, just cut that too thin. Don't know if he had a bit of English on it, but he's blocked the 2 and 3 into that top left, so I'm opening up with a drag shot here on the 7, try and leave myself just past the pocket line on the 3 for the right side. Means it's a natural now to follow forward and get an angle on the 1 to do something about that blocked 3 ball. I'm going to get fairly full on the 1. Let's say 3/4 ball would be ideal. Oh, this is more like a half ball shot, but it's okay. I think I can avoid the 5 and just run straight into the 3. And that's worked out pretty good, actually, knocking in his ball. But here, what do? Well, it looks like a natural on the 2. If I just drop that in dead weight, I'll roll straight into the 5. which will leave me on the 3 in the side. Just making sure I've got the contact point on this 2. And I'm just going to stroke it in, pretty much pocket weight. Give the pocket every chance to accept the ball. And that looks pretty good. Even though I hit the rail there about a diamond out from the pocket, the pace was enough to see it just drop safely in. And I finished a little skinnier than I wanted, so thinking first about drawing to the short rail, but now I'm going to play with a lot of inside, hit the long rail, and then check back to the long rail again for this 5 in the side pocket, and that's turned out pretty good. A little skinny enough, too skinny rather, to hold it, so I think I'll just play a little soft stun off the short rail and back to the center of the table for this 8. Here we go. This 8 ball for a 5-3 win. It's been a good match. DJ fought hard, but I'm going to advance now to the semi-finals. Thanks very much for tuning in, folks. We really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the match, consider subscribing and tune in again to MothlikeTV for the next in this series coming real soon.